We begin in the name of Allah, the most compassionate, most merciful.
Left on Red, Guided Instead, podcast is brought to you by Azwaja Matchmaking app.
Left on Red.
Guided Instead.
I'm your host, Mustafa.
And I'm your host, Ishan.
And today we're talking about, is Muslim parenting outdated? And I'm here with my two guests.
Assalamu alaikum. My name's Taki Rizvi. Yeah. Nice shirt, Ishan. That looks exactly like mine.
It is yours.
Wait, where'd you get my shirt from?
Your mom.
Wait, you too?
Yeah, I'm sorry for this. It's a good shirt.
Don't worry. You'll get it back 2 to 5 business days. Don't worry. Don't stress it.
No, I'm not. This is the first time I'm hearing about this.
Okay, back to introductions.
You cannot change with my shirt, okay?
You want to switch outfits? No, like keep it on the low, but we should switch outfits. Like we kind of look the same. Yeah.
Ishan.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Syed Zafar Zaidi, and thank you for having me, Ishan and Mustafa, and of course, Taki. Yes.
I'm having you, but can I have your clothes?
No.
Of course.
That sounds weird,
yeah.
Ishan. Ishan.
All right.
I think we should focus on the topic,
Yep,
which
yep.
is Muslim parenting outdated?
Why kids are struggling? Why kids are struggling with their outdated parents?
Of course. And I think that... Are you?
Yes,
Exactly.
yes, definitely.
Okay, so we're already going off topic.
So my mom thought she was a boomer yesterday.
Of course.
She thought she was a boomer.
I'm just gonna stop talking, please.
Yo, mama, be quiet.
Okay, so basically, I want to start off.
All right.
So, I feel like a lot of Pakistani parents, mostly, maybe even some Arab parents, they're always outdated. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but they're like very strict most of the time. As you can see, Ishan's mom is very strict. As he says, she's not strict though. She's a very nice.
She's very strict.
She's a very nice woman. I've met her before a lot of times, and I don't know why Ishan just thinks that. But a lot of parents, like, they may be strict nowadays because they don't want us to make the mistakes that they did at our age.
I mean, the way I see it is just that most Muslim parents of, I'd say, this era right now, they're immigrants, and in their country they're probably taught different things that that you wouldn't really learn in a Muslim country.
Yeah.
Like when they're over here, they're probably going to be more invested in teaching their kids the way they were taught, while like in reality, it's not going to be beneficial because we're in a different country.
Yeah, so circling back to what Momo said, you said something about mistakes. Are you saying my mom makes a lot of mistakes?
Ishan, back on topic, please.
Okay, let me tell you. Taki, you said it's not gonna work here, but especially in Western world. But I see most of the time our parents, though they are of course Southeast Asian or Asian, they have a concern that the culture we are living right now, it has different, ideas and different way of life, and so they are scared that you might be lost in that culture, and you won't, achieve your goal. So the whole concern is not only it goes to Islam, it goes to like you say that a typical parenting as a Muslim parenting is a typical parenting. Why it is typical? Because they have concern to that their child, their kid, not lost in that environment. That's why they have these, doing this or not doing that, or this or all these happening to back to secure your life. I think this is the main reason. Yeah. But of course, if you go to talk according to Islam says that teach your child according to the era, according to the time, not according to your time, according to their time. So for example, if I want to teach my child, I will not give the example what the days I had, in my childhood. That was different time and different needs. But now, of course, the time has changed, needs has changed. So you're right, Taki, we should go according to the time. But still there is a question that, do we really adopt the situation current we have, or we have to have something else? This is my question.
The way I see it, I mean, we shouldn't like really go like you're right. We shouldn't really go fully into like this culture, but like we shouldn't totally ignore it either. Like we need to find like the best mix of the two, so
Yeah.
that like we can like live like the best life, I guess.
Yeah. I feel like Muslim parenting in our society, they tend to say what you just pointed out, that they tend to stick to their time. And I feel like incorporating like our time, our innovations to our societies in total, like would really help us understand and get a good comprehension of like Islam and how it works.
Yes, of course.
Yep.
And like the one thing that like really confuses me,
Mhm.
some parents, like they could be too strict sometimes. Like
Yeah.
and when that happens, I feel like the children, they become like more sneaky with it, and
Yeah.
they're able to like hide things from their parents that their parents don't know. So that's why like I feel like it should be like you're not too strict, you're not too nice to your kids, because if you're too nice to your kids, then they would get like completely spoiled. And that's why I think it should just be like something in the middle.
So yeah, finding a balance is important because
Yeah, best for
strict
both worlds.
parenting equals sneaky kids. Yep.
Of course.
Yep.
Okay,
Correct.
but there's a question that what do you mean by so strict, Mustafa? I mean, the parents are so strict. So in can you give me an example? For example, if they ask you that you should offer your salah, your namaz on time, is this a strictness, or is this of course it is gonna be tough for you, like you're sleeping in the morning and you get up in the morning and then you pray a salah, and then they are forcing, no, you wake up, but you don't want to because you went late to on your bed. Then so that makes you examine, define is as a force, but they see now that's your duty according to. So there is a conflict, Ishan, that you got late, in your sleep, and then in the morning, of course, that's not possible for you to wake up. But your parents, they don't know, they don't care what time you went on the bed, and they want you to pray your salah, and then conflict starts. So how do we solve this issue?
This is a very good question, Ishan. Would you
Yeah.
like to answer this question?
No, you can take it off, Tucky.
Okay, the way I see it now, I guess in this case, communication is key.
Mhm.
Just like if you talk with your parents about like all like these schedule conflictments, maybe you can find a way to like just make it more streamlined so that, like, you can get your needs and like they can get their needs.
Yeah. I feel like parents in our society don't trust their kids enough. Like, let's say for parties, for example, sometimes especially when it's like non-Muslim parties, right? They won't let you go because there might be this, there might be that. People might be doing stupid stuff, but they should be able to. They like care for us, but they just need. But we need to be kids, right?
Of course.
We have to enjoy ourselves,
Yeah.
but like, yeah, they try and care for us as much as they can, but sometimes there's a limit, right? And we need to learn self-control in ourselves
Of course.
instead of them teaching, like
Thank you.
giving us to.
Yeah. So a personal story I really want to say is, you know how like you stay past up your bedtime, right?
Yep.
So I think my parents do. They close my Wi-Fi completely. They unplug the router. Like even though my
Been
parents,
there before.
they're not too strict, they're not too like kind, but they
Mid-college,
know
yeah.
where to set their limitations, such
Yeah.
as unplugging the router so I can wake up for salah at like fajr in the morning.
What would happen if you had offline games?
Well,
Well,
then
it's good to listen to your parents' expectations,
yeah.
because I want my parents to be proud of me. So I know like a lot of sneaky kids, they just play offline games, but then you just take their phone completely, because parents, they would adapt to that situation that you're in. They'd open your door in the middle of the night. They'd see you like playing Block Blaster or whatever games there is, and they would just take away your phone
Flappy
completely.
Bird.
And if that doesn't work, then they simply have to like
Send
go
you to boarding
proceed-
school.
they would have to proceed to more worse procedures, like
Yeah.
putting a camera maybe in your room at night to see what's happening. But yeah,
Or like just kicking you out of the
will,
house.
That's a little extreme, but yeah, I agree.
Or like beat beating you like to your phone and then stealing it.
I mean,
all I think it depends on relation between parents and
Yeah.
child, and that's why Islam says that you teach your child three things: love to your prophet, and to the households of prophet, and then foundation of the Islam faith. If you teach your child based on love, then you will achieve so many things. You have not seen like even animals, if you treat them with love and care, they will become like a pet. But if you behave widely with an animal, then it will of course react. So of course we are human being, of course, and every child loves to be loved, cared, like with love and a special care. There should not be anything which like imposing and forcing. When we force, it's just like a spring, if you force, and once you are not careful and you leave that thing, then it will jump. The same happens with kids. Even parents are having so much these rules and regulation, and once that kid gets chance, then
they just
it's
leave.
gone away now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
See, if you're too strict, like I said, like let's say your parents like they want you to shovel the snow, they keep asking you and they get really mad at you. You're not gonna want to do it then. It's like I don't know.
Yeah.
For children, it just your mind it works differently. Sometimes.
It's like also like the thing, like if I'm going to do a chore and like by myself, parents don't tell me I'm going to do something for my family, and then they like as I'm approaching what I'm about to do, they say, "Oh, could you do this?" Like let's say unloading and loading the dishwasher, for example, right? I'll be walking up to do it out of the goodness of my heart, and my mom will scream from like upstairs or from the couch or something, "Oh, do the dishwasher, Ishan," and it just really like puts off my entire mood, and now I don't want to do it anymore.
I mean, in a sense like that, like yeah, you'd want to exploit every opportunity that you'd get to like sort of like go against your parents' rules, which is why a balance is needed.
Yeah.
Yep. So living in a Western society, we have to be able to adapt to like and like balance out both worlds. Like find a good balance, like boundaries. Parents must allow their kids to.
We should make a balance of not two words, like let's say back to our native countries, or let's say Pakistan or India or Canada we are living right now, so we have to make a balance. No, we have totally to forget about this. We have to look what Islam says. That's very important. Islam is a universal religion, and Islam, you can live with Islam in any part of the land, okay? But if you want to live as a Pakistani, as an Indian, then of course that would be challenging for you in New York, in maybe in Saudi Arabia, being an Indian, like you have traditional things. So the problem is today with our youth, because their parents are either Indian or Pakistani or is Asian or some other part of the land, and they are living now in Western culture. So kids, they have been raised in the Western culture, and parents, they are from other culture. So there is a cultural war. But if we raise our child based on Islam, then there will not be any confusion and anything. And that's why Imam Sadiq al-Islam says that a child heart is like a fertile ground. Whatever you plant in, it will grow. So if you want to have a strong child, then of course you have to work according to Islamic teachings, not the cultural or country based.
Yes.
I feel like that's right, but like let's say for a plant you need sun and water, and like your daily culture is like sun, and then the Islamic is the water. it's like a belief is the water, right? And like the water is giving you nutrients, but like to actually grow, you also need the sun,
Yeah,
right? So
that's a good analogy.
if someone fully based on the sun won't be have a good rain, and they might not grow as well.
Yeah.
And someone just having rain might not grow as much without the sun.
Yes.
Momo, what's your opinion?
I think we should like just come to a conclusion. And
Yep.
so basically, what I want to say is it's like you just have to like lock in, just be careful, like listen to your parents.
Yep.
Like even though like you have to adapt sometimes, it's good to listen to your parents because you don't know how long they may be around for.
Yep.
And it's also just like good in general to
Yeah.
listen to your parents. Islamically, you're not allowed to like go against your parents like in any way. So that's my personal opinion on it. And yeah.
All right.
Okay, I would like to say that Muslim parenting is not outdated, but it must be adopted to the realities of modern life by understanding our children's word, teaching with love, and for fostering open communication with, we can help them to develop
Yes.
a strong communication between, children.
Yep. So I feel like we had a really strong conversation today. I'd like to thank our guests again.
Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot. And guys, I would like my shirts back.
No,
Maybe tomorrow.
2 to 5 businesses. I told you at the start. Anyways,
I think it's time to wrap it up.
this is my host, Mustafa Syed, and
what is the temperature outside?
4.5. I don't know.
No?
We're not a weather. This is not a weather. podcast, is
and
it?
my name is Zafar Zaidi. All right, see you in the next episode.